And then at 3:45 this afternoon here in Louisville, this is the scene down Dixie Highway. The body of the young Jefferson County Sheriff's deputy escorted by deputies and fire departments from the coroner's office to the Owen Funeral Home on Dixie. Outside, lined up in respect for their fellow law enforcement officer. Overnight, Brandon Shirley ambushed, shot and killed while working an off-duty job in uniform, providing security to a nearby auto lot. The scene of the killing just under 3 miles away from this funeral home. And hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Doug Proffitt. We are going to be bringing you the very latest team coverage, our information on this tragedy for our community and local law enforcement. At the moment, a manhunt is still underway for possibly 2 suspects. The killing of the young Jefferson County Sheriff's deputy ambushed in an early morning shooting, identified again as 26-year-old Brandon Shirley. Authorities say it happened at 2:30 this morning at the Rockford Lane auto sales store there in Shively. And this is where the sheriff's deputy was known to have his side job. All day long, parts of our community have been mourning this wreath with Shirley's name placed at the Fairdale roundabout already. There's no question Louisville wants answers in the sheriff's deputy's death. Tonight, WHS 11's Gabrielle Harmon begins our team coverage. She has remained at the scene all day long with the latest on the investigation. Gabrielle?
Doug, as you mentioned, we have been out here all morning and this afternoon, and we've spoken to a few neighbors and those who live close by to this scene, and they say that, they are completely shocked, and this is really sad.
It was pow, 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 just like it.
Early Thursday morning on Rockford Lane, Angela Clark Milan said she had gotten home not long before hearing gunshots right outside of her home.
I heard 3 rounds and then 2 immediately right after that. And I said, that's gunfire, and that's really close.
This morning, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office and LMPD confirmed that 26-year-old Deputy Brandon Shirley was shot while working as a security guard for the auto sales shop on Rockford Lane.
I wish I could greet you with the usual good morning, but sadly, it is not a good morning.
Chief Erica Shields says this was not a mistake.
We can say with a feeling of confidence that he was targeted and that he was ambushed. And it is just sickening. We will make an arrest. We will make an arrest.
I believe he was targeted too, because he sits there every night, right on the edge of that lot, monitoring that lot.
LMPD is taking lead in the investigation, and Chief Shields says they do have a person or persons of interest.
It needs to stop. It's so sad. People don't value life anymore. And that's the sad thing. They don't value life. Where are your morals and values, Bible says we should not kill.
And Doug, we did try and reach out to the owner of the car lot where the scene happened earlier this morning, and we haven't heard back from them. And Chief Shields, during this morning's press conference, she did mention that they were limiting as information that they were going to be giving out at this time in hopes of making sure that all of the intel that they collect during this investigation can make sure to stick for a conviction whenever they do make an arrest. For WHAS 11, I'm Gabrielle Harmon.
Gabrielle, thank you very much. Well, condolences pouring in today honoring Deputy Shirley's life of service. But we're also learning more about the young man who just joined the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office in 2019. WHAS 11's Grace McKenna has new pictures of him just released today. She's also been talking to one of his former co-workers. Grace, what are you hearing?
Yeah, Doug, well, truly a tragedy here for Major Mary Taylor. It's Shirley's infectious smile that she's going to remember the most. She worked with him while he was serving as an EMT for the city. EMS says Shirley worked for them twice, first in 2015 and again from 2017 to 2019. Major Taylor was one of his supervisors and says he had an absolute passion for the job. He wanted to be there every day and he wanted to help people. Taylor says his ultimate goal was becoming a deputy, and when he finally made it, she says it meant everything to him. That's why for her it was so heartbreaking to learn of his passing.
He's a kid, we're a big family in EMS, and nobody wants to see someone get taken from us too soon. Nobody wants that.
Now, we learned Shirley received a Medal of Valor for responding to the shooting of Tyler Girth during protests last summer. Taylor said that didn't surprise her at all. Shirley was just the kind of guy who would give you the shirt off his back. Doug.
Grace, were there any stories Major Taylor wanted to share about her time working with Brandon Shirley?
Yeah, Doug. Well, during her time with Brandon Shirley, she tells me that he made her laugh. He really made everybody just light up with that infectious smile. She told me, though, that she didn't have any particular stories that could be shared on TV.
All right. Thank you very much, Grace. Well, right now we are seeing the condolences come in from everywhere. Deputy Shirley playing his part in our community. He helped arrest, as Grace said, the person accused of shooting photographer Tyler Girth at Jefferson Square Park, a photographer who was shot there during the protest movement last summer. Girth's family releasing a statement today. It reads in part, "Our hearts break for Deputy Shirley and his family. We will forever be grateful for his heroic actions." And then also this afternoon, the Louisville mayor reacting to the killing of the sheriff's deputy, as condolences have been pouring in from around the country as well. WHAS 11's Isaiah Kim Martinez is live at the Owen Funeral Home, where he covered the police escort of Brandon Shirley's body late this afternoon. Isaiah?
Well, Doug, we heard the sirens loud and clear right around 3:45, and we saw, of course, the officers escort the fallen deputy right down the path to this funeral home. Now, I'm told since this morning, and even right now at this time, there is one deputy, at least one, with Shirley at all times. You can see it in this video, PRP fire officials showing their respects as well. Now, a big talker all day has been whether Deputy Shirley died in the line of duty. The executive director of the group Supporting Heroes set the record straight this afternoon.
None of that is relevant. The fact is, by every appearance, he was killed simply because he was a police officer. And that makes it a line of duty death. We're not talking about an on-duty death or a death coincidental to duty. Line of duty means when a person is killed in the line of duty, it means that they're dead because they served. And that's what I think we have here.
And the majority of emergency response has either already left at this time or are inside the funeral home itself. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from one group and why they say this kind of event very much affects everyone at home. Doug.
Okay, Isaiah, thank you. We'll join you again tonight at 6. Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear also sending out condolences tonight, posting on Twitter. Brittany and I extend our thoughts and prayers to the family of Deputy Brandon Shirley and to the brave members of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. We are forever grateful for Deputy Shirley's bravery, selflessness, and dedication to the people of the Commonwealth.